So thank you very much for the introduction, and thank you to the organizer for inviting me to be in this nice Congress. I will try to explain our experience in Barcelona in the development of this CAR T-cell academic manufacturer. These are my disclosure that are summarized in the fact that I'm very interested in CAR T-cell because I have been working for more than 10 years now, and even I don't have profit because I work in the hospital and I have my own public salary for this. I think the concept that I want to explain you is that for treat any kind of patients, we need to think about the different tools that we have, and one of these tools is the immunotherapy that should be combined in a clinical care, but also the production of the products that are necessary to introduce. Both elements should be, when we are trying or we are talking about products, should be controlled or should be managed by the pharmacology concepts, but both elements need to have good clinical practice and also good manufacturing practice for all the elements. So to arrive to this point, we need to have in mind the possibility to develop good elements in relation with the industry, and also to have good infrastructures to make possible to give this product in the best way. Finally, for arrive to have this product, we can go to someone that develop, but if you want to develop this product, we need to have good basic research, but also very good clinical research to have here. Talking about what is a CAR T-cells, I think it's important to have in mind that the CAR T-cell is a T-cells that is modified with a gene that allows the expression of a receptor. But it's a CAR T-cell, it's a T-cell that has their own TCR in general, and it's the way to have the final function of this, recognizing the tumor cell, whatever was these tumor cells. And even the CAR, it's just the chimeric antigen receptor, it's just the molecule. The function of this molecule arrives because you have a T cell, and the T cells are different for everybody that are doing these cells. If the cells in general can be cytotoxic, you will have cytotoxicity to the tumor. But this CAR T cell that is considered a drug, in fact, it's a product, it's a procedure, sorry. In fact, you obtain these cells for a patient that it's obtained their own T cells and later are modified by the introduction of the gene with the lentivirus or whatever was editing in the way to introduce the gene. And later you expand this and you obtain this final product, it's ATMP product, Advanced Therapy Medical Product, that it's a product that arrives just for the cells of the donor. And this donor will be received just this product. So in some way, even this is a final product. This final product, it's under the responsibility of the producer, of the company, or whatever was the producer, but it's the ownership of the product start for the same patients. I think this is a really important aspect to have in mind. Later you will infuse, and the results will arrive not for all this procedure. The result will arrive after a good monitoring and clinical follow-up of the patients. And I think it's very important to have in mind that the CAR T-cell will work if we have the two elements in a good shape, the production and the clinical management. So both elements are very important for defining the procedure, and I think until now, even in the future can arrive to be allogenic products, until now the products is autologous procedure, and I think this is a different way to see the elements. In our hospital, as all the hospital I think in the world, our aim was to give the best treatment as possible to our patients. And this was the reason why when the first data about the options of CAR T cells appeared, we decided to develop our own clinical trial, our own product, our own CAR, based in our own antibody a CD19 antibody that we developed 30 years ago in our immunology service. And after have the opportunity to learn with Dr. Carl June in Pennsylvania how this will be managed, we decided to apply for grants, Spanish grants for the research agency in Spain, and we obtained the first grants to allow us to make all the preclinical, what we talk preclinical, the experimental data that allows us to be sure that we are able to have a product that are similar to other products used by this. After that, we have an addition. I think it's important, sorry, these two pictures, because these two postdoctoral students was very focused in this. Even the product will be a CAR-19, very similar to other. But they decided to focus in this because they want to arrive to have a product to be used in the patients. In any way, finally, after this, we make a point-of-care proposal of production, and we develop a clinical trial based in these preclinical elements. And after to have the support first of the government of Spain in a small grant of 300,000 euros, we arrived to obtain an additional €1 million that allows us to develop the clinical trial, because less than 1 million euros is almost impossible to develop a clinical trial, at least under the rules that we have. With this money, that is not too much for a clinical trial in general, we develop all the steps to demonstrate that we are able to produce this under GMP quality conditions, and later we define the clinical trial that was approved by our Spanish drug agency, and this clinical trial allows us, especially due to the fact that we have a huge commitment in our hospital, near or more than 200 people in the hospital are in some way involved in this CAR proposal. But later, after to develop this in patients, we obtained results that was very comparable to other results of other products in CAR-19. And this was the reason that after presenting these 40 people treated in our hospital, we present this to our Spanish drug agency, and they authorize us to use as a product under this concept called in general hospital exemption. So we arrive in this point to obtain the aim that we have at the beginning, to treat our patients, because all these elements was for treat our patient. The problem is that as the product was good enough, not only for treat our patient, it's clear that we will never treat our patient if the product was not good, but having this as accepted by the regulators in Spain, a lot of people ask if it was possible to use this product in other places. And now this situation was only possible because we are a hospital, we are not a company, if we have collaborators. And this is the situation that we are now. We are looking for national and international partnership, trying to expand the use of this under this academical concept. Just to explain you that we are in the middle of Barcelona, it's a hospital in the center of Barcelona, directly related with the Hospital Sant Joan de Déu, that is a pediatric hospital, and we have now an additional facility just for production of the new quantity of lentivirus if we need to provide to other people to use this in their own hospitals and countries around the world. In any case, our hospital that it's next to the School of Medicine has this U shape. This is the building of the hospital, and in the middle of the School of Medicine, and is really related to the research institute that is here, that is very important for all this development, and also the University of Barcelona. And now this relationship between our hospital, the research institute, the pediatric hospital, and this company that allows us to move to production of the lentivirus in a higher scale, we have the relationship with our government, the Catalonia government health system is CatSalud, and later we have a relation in Spain with more than 32 centers around the city. And now we are looking for these partnerships with people that want to move in this, in the public concept of development. In any way, it's not impossible to make collaboration with companies. And in fact, we have a pharma company in India that is interested in develop this in the country. And after contacts between foreign offices of both countries, they decided that the only way to do this in India was through pharma companies. But there is a strict control of all the elements, how this product will be developed there. In any way, this is our proposal. Try to find people that want to use this. Our hospital has this U-shape in red, and we have clean rooms in the School of Medicine in the middle that allows us to produce a lentivirus at the beginning, but in a small quantity. It was very manual. We can produce 20 slots of virus for treating patients, so it's in 2 weeks of work. And now we are scaling up to make this more possible to share. And our clean rooms for the facility of production of the cells is inside the hospital. And here we have several bioreactors in our C-qualifier rooms, where now we have 4 in here, 2 in other place, in other small room for HIV, and we have other bioreactors that allows us to produce this for our patients in this way. This is the facility that you can see here, how we manage one patient around 7 or 8 days of production for arrive to have here. In Hospital San Juan de Déu, in this part, now we are developing a new facility that the building is already done. This is all the clean rooms, and we expect to start to producing for pediatric patients there probably at the end of this year. This is the building where is the facility, and we expect to go there. And in the other side, to have the capacity to produce enough lentivirus, because it's the key element for all this production, we have this agreement with Leitat in this northeast part of the city, where we have this GMP facility in this building, and this is a video where you can see how we are managing and producing here the lentivirus, and we are scaling up to be able to produce not 20 bags for each 2 weeks. We want to arrive to have at least 500 bags for 2 weeks of work. And we are moving this. And this is the first product that we developed. This is called burning captagene autologous cell. We call this burning cell. This is our carnitine based in our antibody here. It's a 2-generation CAR, and we produce in this individual bioreactor. This is our articles that demonstrate that the product is sure and at the same time efficacious, and it's possible to treat patients. And in some way, to summarize all the data that you can find in this publication, these are the data for pediatric kids and for adult kids. That if you look the articles, by now we don't have been able to make any kind of comparison, direct comparison in a randomized way, but all the other products are not also compared between them for the same indication, but the data are very similar to the data that are appearing in the article. There is data in relation to acute lymphocytic leukemia that is shown in this graph, also for extramedullary disease that nobody has been able to introduce in this, and we have very good results and data. And also, surprisingly, I don't know why, but our product is quite good for CLL, and now we are trying to develop in a more deep work the indication of CLL. This is the Spanish document that allows us to produce this under hospital exemption rule. And you can see here this. And I think that's a first idea is this RE1 is the first ATMP product to be authorized for a hospital exemption in cancer in Europe. It's the first European CAR product to be authorized for ALL. Now we have other commercial product for adult ALL, but it's the first one that have any kind of authorization. And in fact, it's clear the first and I think the only public CAR product to be authorized. This is a general timeline schedule where you can find here the different steps started in 19th, but in fact, it was just the antibody. But in 2013, we start all the procedure to arrive to this approval by the Spanish Drug Agency under hospital exemption. And now, in the last 2 years, almost 2 years, we obtained the prime designation by the European Drug Agency, the EMA, and we expect to arrive to have the final authorization for the product in Europe. This prime designation have never been authorized. It was not possible or was not available for any academic proposal. All the commercial proposal that all the proposal that was designated as prime product, priority medicine is the concept of prime, was until now a commercial product. Even some academic products was asked to have it, but we obtained this prime designation. This is the document of the prime designation, and this is the schedule that we have trying to obtain the next year, because I think it will be impossible to have it early, to have the final authorization. We may move also for another CAR. This is CAR 19. We move to develop a CAR BCMA. This is called, as you can see here, Tesnicel. This is the name that we obtained. We call this RE2. The first was RE1. It's a CAR BCMA. And using this new construct, we have been able to combine the production in 2 centers in Spain and 5 centers, and now 7 in Spain. This multi-center, and try to obtain this hospital exemption for all the centers in Spain, and we expect to have along this June, maybe July of this year, and later move also to the EMA. These are the results. 100. This is partial results because now we are near to publish the additional 30 patients and to arrive to 60 patients, but with the first 30 patients, we obtained a 100% overall response. Even later, some patients are not complete response, and you can see here that the best response was at day 100 with negative MRI, but later there is the evolution that lost some patients here. In any case, I don't know how we can change, because I'm sorry. Thank you. Oh, yeah. So we have other projects. We have this consortium, Spanish Children's Hospital, and we are developing for pediatric because we don't obtain the authorization in the pediatric at the beginning because the numbers was not enough for our drug agency. We have this agreement with this company in the India, with a company also in Netherlands that is called CellPoint, that are developing this CLR proposal. And we have a very interesting agreement with this cooperative Netherlands group, Hoven, trying to make the first in the world, I think so, the first comparison between 2 different products, a commercial product and our product in lymphoma. The first 9 patients has been also introduced in the clinical trial. Even the clinical trial needs to arrive to 150 patients to make the comparison. So we have a long trip to be sure if the product is at least not inferior in the efficacy. We are developing a new product that is called RE3 with a company in Spain, a public company in Spain called Galaria. And this RE3, in fact, it's just a combination between our 2 lentivirus in just one product. We produce a dual CAR just co-infecting our RE1 and RE2 lentivirus in the same cells. And we obtain cells that have both, just one or the other, and we want to use this in the treatment of lymphoma. So next to this CD19, this BCMA, we have different options here. And I want to comment that it's very important to have any opportunity to be used this under academic development is to have the support of the government. And the health minister in Spain, through different proposals, all these are in Spanish because are documents for Spanish, are focusing to help this development through this academic network. And now we are looking new places in Europe, but also around the world, trying to arrive to an agreement and to have the possibility to make the procedures produce in different places. We have been able to produce more than 240 production by now, very similar success that other. And I think that this slide is the last concept that I want to comment, that it's the fact that until now all the development in CAR T-cell has been done in academic first step, but later the company obtained the rights, and the pharma company is the one that have the rights for development of the CAR. We think that this can be in some way maintained in academic world. I don't know that this will be easy, but we are in this way trying to compare the conventional way that develop drugs and this CAR that is start in the academy and later work to the pharma by using the hospital extension as a bridge to move the first step of production under hospital extension and later to move to a market authorization by the EMA. I don't know if we will be able to do it, but it's our concept. Even we are not able to avoid the possibility to make a collaboration with pharma company. In any way, this is our aim, trying to maintain everything in academy. And I think that develop CARs in academic world, inside the academic field is possible. It requires a change of mentality, even of some rules that are not happy. Needs the help of the regulation and requires some to be patience to arrive to have this, but it's possible. It's important to have a big team, and in our case, 200 people is involved in this, mainly hematology, immunology, and research, but also pharmacovigilance, but a lot of different patients, in some way summarized in this picture, where there are not 200 professionals, because it was impossible to arrange this picture together, but hematologists are here, Susana Ribes in the pediatric area, Julio Delgado in the adult area, and here Álvaro Urbano, also immunologists, and the support of the hospital, the gerency, expressed in this yellow square that is showing the medical director, and a lot of people that make this possible. And thank you very much to everybody. And if you want to have some questions, probably later.